So, what I want to talk to you about today is I went to my son's graduation from college. About a month ago. It was on May the 11th, 2019. Our son graduated from college. That was great. We were very happy for him. He graduated here from TCU. This is the Horned Frog TCU, the mascot of TCU. And for those of you that don't know, they win a lot of the football games in the last few years. But anyway, Alexander graduated from TCU. We were very excited. He got a Bachelor of Science in Computer Science in the College of Science and Engineering. Now, one of my side complaints, was that we had the graduation at 9 o'clock in the morning. I'd never been to a graduation at 9 o'clock in the morning. I didn't know that there were such things as graduations at 9 o'clock in the morning. But apparently TCU decided that because they had to have 3 graduations, they had to have them all on the same day, which I don't completely understand that. It seems like they could have spread it out over the weekend, but they wanted it to all happen on Saturday. They wanted all 40 billion students to graduate on the same day. And so there were 3 commencement ceremonies. There was one at 9 a.m., there was one at 1 p.m., and then there was one at 5 p.m. I would like to have been part of the 1 p.m. or 5 p.m. graduations, but they didn't ask me. Unfortunately, the chancellor didn't call and ask my opinion on that. And he certainly didn't ask my son's opinion because he didn't want to go to the graduation either. He said that if we wouldn't go, then he promised that he wouldn't go. On top of that, Alexander didn't necessarily appreciate who he was graduating with. He called me up and he said, "Daddy, you wouldn't believe we're going to graduate with all the retarded students." I said, "What do you mean you're going to graduate with all the retarded students?" He says, "Yeah, it's like the class of special needs." He said, "Can you believe the College of Science and Engineering is having to go and graduate at the same time as the College of Communication?" You see, my son looks down pretty much on every major there is, except for the College of Science and Engineering. He preferred that he would have had a private graduation, just he and his class of computer science and engineers specifically, or at least the College of Engineering, where they would have just had a very small, very exclusive country club type graduation, which that's the way Alexander is. Anyway, I saw all these communication. Let me tell you, there was a buttload of communication majors. I mean, just this one 9 a.m. graduation ceremony class was huge. I don't know how many hundreds of names we had to go through. But I looked at the college of communication kids, and most of them were girls and really good-looking girls. So I'm not sure exactly what his complaint was. I remember when I graduated from TCU, I asked the girl out next to me. I'd never met her before, but she was cute, and so I thought, why not? She already had a boyfriend, but hey, you know what? That's what you do. You throw yourself out there and see what you can get. You cast the line and you see who you can ask out. Anyway, my son is very snobbish, and he felt like that he had been downgraded by having to graduate with the College of Communications. Now, I have to say that my hat's off to the graduation committee and those that put the whole program on. Victor Broschini, the chancellor, he did an excellent job, even though I tend to think he's a little bit liberal. He did a very good job. I did enjoy his attempt at humor was, I think, halfway successful at least. So my hat goes off to Broschini. And I tell you what, though, my hat really goes off to the fellow that had to read everybody's name, because there are so many foreigners that are graduating, and they've got these funny names. Some of them have like 4 or 5 names, and they're all in, I don't know, foreign language, anywhere from Africa to Asia. And the fella who reads them, I guess he's spot on. I know that if I was reading them, I'd mutilate every one of them, just even if I was trying. But my hat's off to that fella, and I think that fella's name, let me just read the fella's name, because I think it was Provost R. Noel Donovan. Now, I could be wrong on that, but that's what That's what the official program guide said. It said that he and Bushini both did the graduation commencement. In other words, they passed out the certificates to all the graduating students. So I guess that's the fellow that read the names. Really, that fellow, whoever read the names, he should have had his name in bold on the front end of the catalog. Anyway, that was the good part of, except for the 9 a.m. part, that was the good part of the graduation ceremonies. But let me move on to some other parts that, let me move on to another good thing that happened.